We're going on a historical road trip on PA Route 120. Oh boy. Alright everyone, today I'm doing Pennsylvania Route 120. The reason I'm doing this highway is one, because of this beautiful scenery here in the Pennsylvania mountains, and two, it actually used to be US 120 up until like the early 70s or so, when Pennsylvania decided to downgrade the route to a state highway. So since it was one of the child routes of US 20, and I'm talking about US 20, I decided to do this route in May. So let's get started with it. But first, you're watching the TheDerpHog, where I make highways content on all sorts of different topics. If you've been enjoying it, be sure to hit that like button. And if you've been really enjoying it, be sure to smash that subscribe button so you're notified on all future videos. And if you really want to help out the channel, become a member today, where you get custom cool emojis, early access to future videos, along with one free extra request per month. And if you don't want to become a member, you can always just pay $3 for a intersection request in future videos. Those highways will be listed down in the description below, and I'll make sure to shout you out when that video releases. So let's get on with the highway. As you can see here, this red line here is PA Route 120. It starts at US 219 in Ridgeway and heads east over to US 220 in Lock Haven. So we're going to be doing something a bit different and starting with westbound PA 120. So we begin here on US 220, where PA 120 is signed west for Lock Haven and Castana. Honestly, you can take off Castana there because we're already in Castana. No need to sign it. And once we get onto PA 120 itself, we get our first reassurance shield along with the directional sign to US 220 South ramp. And PA 120 is a kind of a short freeway heading into downtown Lock Haven. Instead of Control City, we just get the Kentucky treatment of J Street. No, I'd rather like to see Renovo on there instead of J Street, please. And here in downtown Lock Haven, we're signed west for Renovo, which I think is a good choice. And here is more of downtown Lock Haven. And once we leave Lock Haven, we get a first mileage sign. We get Renovo on the top line at 26 miles away, and Emporium at 71 miles away. What's so important that this small town needs signing from 71 miles away? Why don't you sign something that's closer? And on our way to Renovo, we pass by some beautiful scenery here. In fact, this entire route is in the mountains, and it just goes through some beautiful scenery. And here is an organization with this cool mountain backdrop. And here in Renovo, we're meeting with PA 144, and PA 144 and 120 have a short concurrency as we head through this small town. And I wonder if PA 144 is as well signed as the Virginia route, because the Virginia route is actually concurrent with US 1 and 301, and nothing can beat US highway signage. But it looks like here we're still signed west for Emporium, even though there's no PA 120 Keystone Shield. Here's where PA 144 is splitting off from PA 120. And immediately after, we get another mileage sign. We get Cinnamahoney at 23 miles away and Emporium at 45. Still, what's so important about Emporium? Outside of Cinnamahoney, we get another mileage sign, and we get Driftwood at the top line now at only 4 miles away, and Emporium at 22 miles away. No, that should be Emporium in St. Mary's. No need for Driftwood to be on that sign. What are you doing, PennDOT? You know what? I'm going to take this mileage sign and chuck it into the creek that we have been paralleling for it, and it's going to become a piece of driftwood. No need for driftwood on that sign. Ugh. On our way to Emporium, we pass by this little museum here, and outside of Driftwood, we get Emporium on the top line at 18 miles away, and Ridgeway at 43. I apologize for the quality here. Apparently, Google has not been on this route since like 2008. Well, most of it. It's been on most of the route, but not all of it. Here, finally in Emporium, we're meeting with PA 46, And we're now signed west for St. Mary's, which I think is a good choice because that has like 12,000 people. And our next mileage sign, we get St. Mary's on the top line at 19 miles away and Ridgeway at the bottom at 29 miles away. Honestly, if you want to go with something that's bigger than Ridgeway, you could do Bradford or a town on US 219 southbound. Or you can do what Virginia does sometimes and do St. Mary's, Ridgeway, and then a town for 219. Here in St. Mary's, we're meeting with PA 255, and we're signed for Ridgeway still. In fact, on our last mileage sign, we get Ridgeway on the top line at 10 miles away. And Brockway, are they favoring US 219 southbound? What about 219 northbound? Sign something for 219 northbound. And here in Ridgeway, we're meeting with US 219, and we have a nice end sign for PA 120. So we're going to be turning around and doing eastbound PA 120. So we begin here on US 219, and we have a reassurance shield for PA 120 East, and we're signed east for Emporium. And guess what 219 is signed north for? Bradford. And here's another angle, and we get St. Mary's and Emporium, so PennDOT is doing what Oregon does, so that's pretty cool. And here in St. Mary's, we are now still signed for Emporium. And this is where PA 255 is splitting off from PA 120, and we're still signed for Emporium. Also, we can see a sheets here in the background. And here's another Keystone Shield, and we're still signed for Emporium. Here in Emporium, we have a cool picture of a train here. And then this is outside of Cinemahoning, and we get Renovo on the top line at 24 miles away, and Lock Haven on the bottom line at 52 miles away. This is an awesome mileage sign. I'd say this is one of the rare PennDOT W's. And like I said earlier, we were passing by some beautiful scenery here on PA 120. And here in Renovo, we're meeting with PA 144, and we're just signed for Renovo at 1 mile away. What happened to Lock Haven? Here in Renovo, PA 144 is splitting off from us, and we're still signed east for Lock Haven. And I jumped ahead to downtown Lock Haven. We're meeting with PA 664, and we're now signed east for Williamsport, which this is a good instance where you sign something for a US highway. No need for that Brockway. We're now at the eastern terminus of PA 120, and we're now meeting US 220, which is signed north for Williamsport, which is awesome. And 220 is signed south for Middlesburg. I'd rather see State College on there instead of Middlesburg, because that's where US 220 is going. Or you can also put New York City on there because of Interstate 80. I do not like seeing that Middlesburg there, so we're going to do a little bit of magic and change it to State College by hitting up, 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 down, 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 up. Oh no, I accidentally changed it to Talesburg instead. Great, now I have to type in another magic code to change it to State College by hitting 11061998. Yay! Now it's signed south for State College. And I'd say this is the ending to PA 120. Sadly, PennDOT does not give us an end PA 120 like they did for westbound. So I'm going to be ending it here and moving on to the places I'll go. So these are all the places I'd visit if I ever was on PA 120. I'd like to visit the Heiner Run State Park and take a picture of the beautiful view. And I also love to visit downtown Lock Haven because it looks like a nice town to visit. And I also visit the Bucktail Overlook and the other scenic overlooks along this route. And I also like to visit that little museum that I showed in the video. And I also love to again visit downtown St. Mary's and downtown Ridgeway. And that ends PA 120. Thank y'all so much for watching this short video on Pennsylvania Route 120. I hope you guys learned a little bit about the route, because I certainly did. And I learned how beautiful it is along this route in the fall time. So with that, my next couple plans include finishing up the US 20 with US 20 Eastern. And then after that, I'm going to be doing a guide on Interstate 95 here in North Carolina. That's going to be fun. And then after that is going to be the US 20 Supercuts, following first with eastbound, and then after that is westbound. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.